Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in China this week for critical talks with top officials. Middle East tensions, the war in Ukraine, Taiwan, human rights issues, and TikTok. They're all expected to be part of the conversation. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen was just there. President Biden held a phone call with China's leader Xi Jinping earlier this month. So for more on this trip, let's bring in CBS News contributor Isaac Stone-Fish. He's also the founder and CEO of Strategy Risks, a research firm focusing on China. Good to see you again, Isaac. Where do relations stand between the U.S. and China currently?
They are more stable than they were several months ago, but I don't think either side expects them to improve. And I think both sides are very much in the concrete process of preparing for things to get far worse.
So what does Blinken hope to achieve with this trip then?
He wants to both score political points by showing that he's pushing against Russia, hoping to get, if not Beijing's support for the U.S. position in the Middle East, at least a step off the lever. And I think the biggest win that he could expect is an actual Chinese offer to stop materially supporting Russia's war effort. I think it's incredibly unlikely. I don't think anyone's holding, but I think that is a goal.
And I would think it's not just Russia's war effort, though I'm sure that's important. But I mean, all these sanctions against Russia, they don't actually seem to be working the way, it was sold to us anyways. And part of that reason is because they have partnerships out there. China's one of them. So what's the likelihood of Blinken trying to kind of not break the bond, but at least make the bond less comfortable?
Very low, unfortunately. The problems with the sanctions is that they have had the effect of just driving Russia closer to China and made China a far more important economic ally to Russia. And it should be worrying for Moscow to be so dependent on China, but it hasn't benefited the United States and it certainly hasn't benefited Ukraine.
Isaac, I'm curious, the way our politicians speak about China, and I don't mean the president necessarily or his administration, but members of Congress, members of the United States Senate, the way that they sometimes speak about China is as if they're prepared to go to war tomorrow with China over, certainly Taiwan is a big issue, but over other things, whether it's intellectual theft or TikTok. I'm wondering what the relationship that China has with some of our European partners, for example, France and the United Kingdom, to name two. Do they have the same, do their politicians and their political leaders use the same language in describing their relationship with China?
The United Kingdom is closer to the United States, perhaps a few years behind. France is pretty different. And Germany just arrested several people out for allegedly spying for China. That's going to perhaps change the debate there, but arguably nowhere is it as forthright as the United States. And yes, it's sad to say explicitly, but there is a real possibility that the US and China do go to war over Taiwan or over other issues. And one hopes the politicians can use both responsible language, but also make it clear to voters on both sides that this is a possibility and we have to have these conversations publicly.
So this trip comes after several high-ranking U.S. officials spoke with Chinese counterparts this month, obviously trying to sort of pave the way. What do all these high-profile meetings with China indicate to you?
There's controversy that most of the meetings are U.S. officials visiting China as opposed to Chinese officials visiting the United States. There's a tendency in Chinese propaganda to show this as a way for people to appease China as opposed to a meeting of equals. There was also a problem with the defense secretary's visit where he met someone lower than him in the official ranking. He met the defense minister as opposed to a vice chairman who would be his appropriate equal rank. It shows that there is some desire to stabilize or to communicate. And it shows that both sides are talking, which better than not talking.
It's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Isaac Stone-Fish, always great to have you, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.